So you don't know who Ryan Garcia is?
No.
Okay, so he's meant to be fighting Devin Haney, who's another. They're two very big boxers in their weight division. A very like anticipated fight. I think it's Devin Haney he's fighting, but there's been some really weird shit going on with him. So to give you some context, and I'll show you the video. His Instagram, he uploaded a reel, and it said 666. The death of Ryan Garcia were coming for you, and it had all this weird writing everywhere and someone like running out of a room. And all of us were like, oh, this is probably attention, Illuminati, blah, blah, blah.
Thank you.
Right, so very like weird, and that's from his Instagram. Yeah. So
Was that recent?
That was just the other day. It's got like 20 million views. Everyone was like, what the hell is going on? So then he posted a video. This is the video he put up.
It's me, Ryan. I'm coming on here to explain what's going on. I'm not in possession of my phone. I can't get access to my Instagram. My cards are locked. And I'm just being real, I'm being real taken advantage. I personally wanted just to send out a video to the people that love me and my fans and family that's concerned that I'm okay. I'm not dead. I believe in Jesus. All those are lies. And, they try to put me in jail. They're blocking my cards. I can't access my money. Nobody's hitting me back. I don't know what's going on, but just know I'm okay. Look.
Now, I watched that video and I was talking with the boys in the group chat, and I said to the boys, did that look like a natural response? Or it looked like someone had a gun behind the camera telling him to say that? Now, Ryan Garcia has been acting weird for a little while now. I've been watching him box for a long time. Like, he's known for his like lightning fast hands. He's a great boxer. But he's been going, to what it looked like to me is that he was going off the deep end and maybe doing drugs on the side. Like, he doesn't look all there. Something looks off. So I was sitting on Twitter yesterday and I saw Andrew Tate's name pop up, and it was an open call. The public could enter the call. They could request to speak to him. So I was like, oh, let me see what's going on in this chat. I go into the chat, and in the screen recording, you can see my little avatar there sitting there listening. And Ryan Garcia comes into the chat and he starts saying all kinds of wild shit. Before I play it, just to give people context, he starts talking about Bohemian Grove. I know this is like sensitive stuff, so if this is not for you, you can turn off now, because what he's about to say is a little bit wild. But a long time ago, Alex Jones uncovered footage of a place called Bohemian Grove, where it's this place where these elites go and pray to this like owl statue. It was a conspiracy for a long time. Now we know it's not. This isn't one of those things where it's like, oh, this is on video. This is on video with very influential people praying to this statue in cloaked out, I don't know, Hot Fuzz, how they dress, with like little servants everywhere. And so Alex Jones was right about that. Alex Jones got it on the money. Even if YouTube puts one of those little disclaimer things down there, it's on video. Everyone has seen it. If you haven't seen it, it's not hard to find. So Ryan Garcia enters this chat whilst I'm sitting there. Now, bear in mind, I'm just sitting there thinking I'm going to listen to Andrew Tate talk some shit to people. And this is what he said. Now, like I said, I'm going to play the entire thing. We might pause it in between if you want to like chime in. But I'm just warning you, it is not, I was told it's not easy to listen to.
In woods, bro, and they fucking type. I'm not fucking joking, bro. I have fucking proof, bro. I don't give a fuck. Bro, I fucking will show you every fucking video you could ever fucking believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They fucking tied me down and they made me fucking watch, dog. I absolutely don't give a fuck anymore. Yes, I fucking lost it. They're raping little kids.
He doesn't want to take us all, so let's go. Come on, Ryan. He doesn't want to take us.
Come on, fuck this guy. Bro, fuck this dude, dude.
Who?
Bro,
You do know
you know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are, bro.
No, you know what?
You know the path
Andrew,
you're going down is dangerous, my friend. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
give
worried
a
about.
fuck. I don't give a fuck. They can't touch me. I'm with God.
Well, that's the first point of contention because I care about you a lot, and I can assure you from my own personal experience that they can touch you, which is the
Bro,
worst part
no, they
about it.
can't, bro. All right, so come touch me, you fucking bitch.
You know when Andrew Tate is telling you to
Yeah,
bring
but
it
I'm
down?
surprised that Andrew Tate's actually like. I mean, he probably has to, but saying like you're going down a bad path is kind of like you shouldn't be saying stuff like this because it's going to backfire. But at the same time, I'm kind of surprised that Andrew Tate would be listening to such things being said and kind of just brush it off because he seems quite like the person that sort of exposes all this shit because he's above all of that. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's not brushing it off. What he's basically trying to tell Ryan, which is what he goes on to explain, is that this is like, unless you've got proof, don't say these things because these are the people. What Andrew Tate was saying, even on his podcast, is that these are the people that are after me. And so I know what they're willing to do. If you go down this road, you're not going to come back from it.
The thing is that you can tell he's more than likely this fucked up because he's been exposed to some dark shit. And I find that a lot of people within the industry always end up like this. And I think they're not originally that way. They're made to go that way because of what they go through. However, he's definitely gone past a certain point. From time he's sitting there saying, like, no one can touch me. I'm a god or I'm God. You know, that's it.
I think
too far gone.
I think two things can be true. Some people are saying he's on drugs and he's lost the plot. And it's possible that he is on drugs, but it's also possible that maybe something bad happened to him that sent him down a spiral.
That's
and then he got on
exactly
drugs.
the point I'm trying to make is he's been exposed to stuff and that's why he's turned out that way. And you see it happen with a lot of people who get fame from young. For example, I don't know if you ever watched a show called That's So Raven.
Yeah.
But you know the Eddie guy from it, and he went completely insane, like sitting there saying, Michael Jackson's my dad.
Yeah, I've seen that.
My 2-year-old daughter is still in the womb. She's not born yet. Like he wasn't okay. And he was a child star from young. And I reckon he was, exposed to a lot and not sort of had the right backing behind him to keep him on a straight path. And that's why he's turned out like that.
Allegedly, the person that graped him, according to him, was Will Smith.
This guy or the Eddie guy?
Eddie guy.
Really?
Yeah.
But who said that?
He did.
This whole Will Smith shit, you feel me? Hey man, that nigga Michael Jackson, bro. You feel me? That nigga Michael Jackson, bro. That nigga set me up, bro. On everything I love, the nigga set me up, bro. You feel me? That nigga is tripping, bro. That nigga be on some other shit, my nigga. Like, straight the fuck up. What are you talking about, my nigga? You raped me as a kid, you bitch ass nigga. You raped me as a kid and you raped all my kids, nigga. And you still trying to motherfucking get away with the shit, nigga. What do you mean? I'm sitting right here, bitch.
Whilst he was in one of them loopy-loo states,
Yeah.
then you can't believe that shit.
It's not that I believe him or don't believe him. I believe that if this stuff is real with these elites and what they're doing. I mean, first of all,
I believe that stuff is real.
if you get exposed to that stuff, because the thing that the general public needs to understand is that the Epstein logs are real. Okay, there's no debating that. There's no debating that there was a child island where elites were going to. We don't know exactly who, even though there's a lot of names on the list. A lot of the lists were all over the place. But we know Epstein was going with politicians and celebrities to this island. So saying that these people are cuckoo and crazy and that this stuff isn't real is no longer up for discussion. We know that this happens. Who it's happening to is the question. We don't know who exactly to point fingers at. But what I believe is that the information that we have about these Epstein types and what's going on with these children is only probably scratching the surface. And the people that are actually seeing stuff are probably seeing stuff that we can't even fathom. And so when they go loopy, like that kid from Nickelodeon or the kids that are from Disney that have lost the plot, I don't know if you can just simply say it's drugs. Because if they were exposed to the Epstein types, God knows what they actually saw and what they actually had to do.
To be honest, I think it's not even a thing that's just been done by higher up elites. I think it's something that happens all over the place within the public eye industry. There's always people who have made it, not saying everyone, but a lot who have made it or are on the come up. Behind them is an old pervy person who is sexually assaulting them.
Yeah,
as young kids though. It's not even adults, it's young kids.
Even Tupac used to say this all the time. Tupac said that he was pulled into a room. I'm not going to say the person's name in case I'm getting it wrong, but I think I know who it is. He was pulled into a room by this very powerful individual in the rap game and was told that he should get on his knees and suck some dick and fall in line. And Tupac said no. Right, and we all know what happened to Tupac, right? Very like tragic end to his story. Now I know some people say that he's alive. I don't believe he's alive. I think they did take him out. But if you listen to, have you ever listened to 7 Day Theory, Illuminati? It's one of his albums. The lyrics in the songs on that album are like harrowing, like they're haunting. It's like he has seen some really like devilish shit. And so when I see these child actors and these stars and these celebrities go off the deep end, like someone like Britney Spears, for example, some of them are probably just mad. Some people are mad. Mad people exist. And some of them might have actually had some really bad shit happen to them that sent them off the deep end.
Yeah.
And the reason that we're going to continue playing this Ryan Garcia video, but the reason why I'm always like, why do people fawn over these celebrities? Why do people care? Is because I believe that these Hollywood types are up to no good. That I believe when people are like, oh, I love this guy, I love that guy. I'm just like.
But you've heard of the dark Hollywood, right?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, and I've heard of people that have suffered from it. But there's certain people in Hollywood that I'll look at and be like, I think, like someone like Keanu Reeves. I'm like, I don't think he's involved, but I don't know, because he is also one of the most well-known actors. He's in some of the best films. Do you get to those places without doing favors for certain people and selling your soul, as they like to say? Like, can you really make it to the top without doing those things? That's why whenever we cover celebrities, and I seem like I'm very like, why are people getting hype about, person X? I'm just like,
but the thing is that sorry, I've cut you off.
No, I'm just always like, this is a person that's likely done something really fucked up.
I think you can tell the difference though between who's had a fucked up past and who hasn't, because some of them are just pretty normal. You can see they go about their business, they do their films, they live their normal life on the side, whereas some of them, the ones that seem really like depressed and have mood swings and things, you can tell they're the ones who have been exposed to a lot more.
All of those black actors that Cat Williams exposed, I don't know if you saw the interview where he was talking about black actors in dresses. Why is it always a black man in a dress? It's because they're basically...
I saw that post. Thing was talking about it. Candace Owens, no?
Yeah. It was all because Cat Williams has been blowing up recently. Like it was between him and Kevin Hart to like be the guy in the comedy world, and they went the Kevin Hart way. And as soon as he was trying to draw a correlation between when Kevin Hart blew up and when you saw him wearing a dress. And it's like a humiliation thing. And that's something that's just on the surface. We've seen Will Smith wearing a dress. I've seen, I think even The Rock has been put in a dress. Kevin Hart's been in a dress. I don't think Dave Chappelle has. I think Dave Chappelle rejected it. But there's so many black actors that you see them, Eddie Murphy, dressing up as a woman. And it's like, what is going on behind the scenes?
From Bad Boys.
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah,
all of them.
Those ones are more so characters.
No.
As opposed to like Mrs. Doubtfire, for example. It's more of a character it's got more of a concept to it.
I think it's all humiliation, Richard, and like domination over them. And
it is, absolutely.
Cat Williams was very explicit in the things he was saying, and he was saying that this shit happens behind closed doors. Like Hollywood is a mess.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have any real affinities to a lot of the mainstream actors. There's certain people that I really like Jackie Chan, and I like to think because he's not he's I guess you could say he's a part of Hollywood, but he's more like China. But then maybe that shit's happening in China. I don't know. It's hard to really know.
You have proof of these things. You have proof of this on your phone?
Yes, of course I do. The fuck you talking about? Of course. If Alex could get a fucking video from the Bohemian Grove, of course I could.
Well, I have to be careful what I say because I'm in the middle of a judicial process right now.
You want me to get you out of it? I can help.
Well, bro, my door gets kicked in if I say what I'm thinking.
Okay, well, I can help you get out of it if you want. I know people.
Oh. Tell everyone at home then. Start from the beginning. When did this happen? Where did this happen? What exactly did you see? Why have you tweeted the things you've tweeted? Let people at home understand you a little bit
Because
more.
I don't give a fuck, bro. They raped me, right? I was 2 years old. They raped me. I have proof of that too. That's where it all started, bro. Okay?
You do know there's going to be certain people who believe, and I'm Ryan. You know I like you.
Of
We've been
course.
speaking for years. You know there's going to
Yes.
be people who believe you're just saying this because you've, I don't know, had a mental breakdown or taken drugs and you're
Of
repeating
course,
some
of
of the
course.
things you've said on the internet, and that
Guess
so they're
what?
going to not believe you unless you come
Give
at
me
it
the
very
drug test then,
coherently.
Andrew. Andrew, I'll go to fucking Romania and take a drug test in front of your face.
Bro, you don't want to come here. You don't need Romanian jail. It's bad for your fight camp. But I'm just asking, like, you're gonna have to tell a far more coherent story from start to finish for people to truly understand that what you're saying happened is what you saw, and that this is not some sort of episode or anything else. This is my advice to you as a brother. I'm trying to make it, if you want people to believe you, you're going to have to come along and explain from the absolute beginning exactly how it happened, who was involved, how you got there, what car you were in, where you were standing, everything.
Of course they're gonna want that, and I have all the information possible.
Okay, so when are you releasing it? How are you releasing it? Or are you keeping it for yourself? Because it looks like you don't want to keep it for yourself.
I don't. At the right time, I'm gonna release all of it. But at the right time, I'm gonna do it. They're already calling me to tell me to stop. I don't give a fuck, dude. I've already had a meeting with them. I'm gonna let you sit with that, Andrew.
All right, bro. Well, I want you to know that either way, I'm praying for you, and I hope that,
Thank you, bro.
no, and I
I
mean
don't
that
give a
absolutely.
fuck, bro. Alex Jones has been saying the same shit, and they try to can't. The only reason they can't stop me because they listen to the devil. I listen to God. God gave me authority. It's over for everybody, bro.
But
I cannot be,
Alex. They've attempted to paint him as some psycho conspiracy theorist, even though he's not. So
bro. It's over for them, bro.
when he says things, they're not as afraid of him releasing the truth because they feel like they've done a good job of brainwashing the
Hey, bro.
average
Out of
person that
respect
he's a
for you,
liar.
bro. Out of respect for you, I love you. I'm gonna hop off this. Share it to the world, please.
That's a very good point that Andrew Tate's made. Now, I know that a lot of people are not fans of Alex Jones, but yeah, he's had some really wild takes about things, but he's also been pretty spot on about some things as well, like down to really ridiculous things. And this Bohemian Grove thing was something that he was talking about for a long time, and then he got video evidence. It's not up for debate whether Bohemian Grove exists or not. That's not up for debate. Everyone knows it does. You can pretend because it's easier to pretend that these sick things don't happen, but it exists. And Alex Jones is the one that uncovered that footage. But they've done an excellent job of making Alex Jones look like an absolute whack job, so that anything he says, you're just like, it's just Alex talking. And if Ryan is not careful, then that's exactly what's going to happen to him. I'm sure there's going to be loads of news stories published that, oh, Ryan's been doing this behind closed doors, and Ryan's with these people, and his fight's coming up. It's probably going to get cancelled now. They're going to make him look absolutely insane. Now, I will accept that he may be insane, and this might all just be him talking out of both sides of his mouth. But I think it's also fair to acknowledge that with the Epstein thing coming out, with all of the information that we have on Bohemian Grove, I do think it's fair to at least listen to what he has to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think it's like false or absolutely coming from a place of nothing. I mean, I don't know the guy and I don't know much about this stuff to comment a proper opinion on what I think, but I don't think somebody just comes out with that for no reason.
Yeah. This is career suicide.
You must have been absolutely gobsmacked just joining that and then hearing all this.
Yeah, I was there live. This recording that I'm playing to you guys, this isn't pulled from someone's video. I was just joining a call to listen to what Andrew Tate was saying because I was like, what's going on here? Why are there 12,000 people? Ryan Garcia wasn't in the chat. I started recording as he started speaking. I was just sitting there and then I was like, what the fuck?
Has anyone else done any?
Yeah, this is everywhere now.
Oh, it is.
It's blown up everywhere.
I mean, he definitely does sound as though he's under the influence. You know when you can hear like the slurs in someone's voice and stuff. So it's evident that he is under some sort of influence, but I don't think this is a whole bunch of made up bullshit, but I can't really comment because I don't know. I don't know the guy. This is my first time hearing of who he is.
All right, Ryan. Ryan, I'll talk to you privately as well, okay?
All right.
All right, bro. It's an interesting conversation. It's an interesting topic because we're discussing things that do happen and things I have a personal experience with. And everyone knows my current situation with the judicial system, the Matrix attack. And then I have to be honest, I love Ryan completely. He doesn't sound completely sober. He says he has proof of these things. He says he can tell it in a very coherent manner. So I think the best thing and most prudent thing for me to do as a professional would be for me to continue this conversation with Ryan in private. And if he has information which the public should know about or information which
Ryan, he just goes on to talk to the people in there. But I think Andrew Tate's probably taking the right route, because if Ryan Garcia actually has video evidence, but he's not really all there, because it does sound like he's under the influence, he needs to have someone there to sort of like manage what's going on so that he doesn't.
Absolutely.
If anyone's going to know what the elites are going to be up to or understand how they move, it's going to be Andrew Tate, because obviously the media has gone after him for many years now. We still don't know if he's innocent or not. That's still going on. I know Dicot, I think they're called Dicot. They dropped a bunch of charges apparently. So a bunch of things got dropped suddenly. It wasn't really given much news coverage, but obviously I was following the story. And it's still going to go forward, but he seems to be very confident that this is going to get thrown out. Like, they're not going to be able to get to him. But in the event that he does get to walk, I do think that if Ryan has these videos and images and proof, that Andrew Tate should help him in releasing this information to the public.
You can tell, though, that the guy actually just doesn't care anymore, because how is he there, like, where he knows loads of people listening, saying to Andrew Tate, whilst he's going for a big court case, like, oh, do you need help? I hope we get out of it. Like, I know people. Like, who says that? Yeah,
something's going on with the guy. Like, he's not all there. But I think, again, when I say he's not all there, he could be not all there because he went through something traumatic, and now he's turned to drugs, because people do that when they go through traumatic things. But, I went down a little rabbit hole when this whole situation was going on. And I was talking to some of my friends, and Shanice sent me over this really interesting video. And this Ryan Garcia situation ties into this whole thing with Hollywood, this whole sick shit that people keep on bringing up with Hollywood, how the media is a lot of smoke and mirrors. They make you believe one thing. They make you look that way when you should be looking over there. And she sent me this video about Michael Jackson. And the reason she sent me the video is because of P. Diddy. Obviously, all the things are going on with P. Diddy right now. I'm not going to play some of the leaked videos because we don't know if they're authentic yet, but allegedly there is audio going around of P. Diddy having sex with Meek Mill. And you can hear Meek Mill allegedly getting his cheeks blown out by P. Diddy. And it's quite mortifying, if I'm being honest. So I'm not going to play it on here just in case it's not them, but people are pretty convinced it is. There's also videos of P. Diddy calling Meek Mill daddy while he's in the pool, which a grown man calling a grown man daddy is, if you're into that, then fair enough, but that's weird to me. But she sent me over this video. I want to play it. It's quite long, so we'll take breaks in between. It's about 10 minutes long, but I want you guys to watch it, because I still believe that Michael Jackson did not do the things that they said he did.
Oh, absolutely.
I do not believe that he did the things they said that he did, and it's very, very hard to explain to people, because the media and the machines that were against him are very good at scattering information. So when you try to explain things to people, unless you are literally deep diving into this all the time, it's hard to pull all the information together and make it make sense. Well, this guy on TikTok did a really, really good job of it. So he pulled a bunch of information that I was already aware of, and he put it all in one video and connects all the dots and basically shows how he believes that MJ is innocent and why it makes Diddy look even worse.
Michael Jackson conspiracy theories are back on the table. P. Diddy's sexual blackmail ring puts Michael Jackson's whole life story in a whole new light. So this new lawsuit just came out that shows tons of evidence that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, has been running a sexual blackmail operation very much like Jeffrey Epstein, but in the rap and music industry for basically 30 years. And in that lawsuit, we learned that his head of security while he's running the sexual blackmail ring is this guy named Fahim Muhammad, who before working for Diddy was the head of security for Michael Jackson when he was only 21. And he was one of the first people on the scene when Michael Jackson died. And before we go to Michael Jackson, the most important part of the Diddy case to bring across is the fact that the record executives at the very top knew what P. Diddy was doing. They were attending the parties with underage girls where they were spiking drinks. They were deeply involved in Diddy's personal life, and all evidence points to them supporting his operation, or at the very least turning a blind eye to it. So, let's revisit Michael Jackson, the king of pop, knowing what we know today. Starting in 1993, Michael Jackson was repeatedly accused of inappropriate things with children. And most of us eventually took that story and were like, okay, that's messed up. Michael Jackson's a bad dude. Without necessarily taking into account the way that the press had been smearing him in really messed up ways for years. And then a bunch of documentaries were made before and after his death.
Just want to say, yeah, that this is very important. Whenever you see the media attacking somebody from every angle, and then these corporations are making documentaries about them, you should probably look at it sideways. Like, I'm not saying that every single time they're lying. Obviously, you've got whack jobs like, what's that Psycho they made the serial killer documentary on Ted Bundy, for example. Those, obviously, there's going to be situations where there are psychos out there and the media pick up the story. But there's going to be situations where they target somebody. And it's usually, if you're looking to have a conversation about it, I mean, because some people don't care, but if you're looking to have a conversation about it, I definitely think it's something that it's worth reading into before you believe headlines, before you believe people like Oprah Winfrey, who in one breath is seen there being buddy-buddy with Michael Jackson. As soon as he's dead, she's throwing his name under the bus. Bear in mind, one of the people that was closest to Oprah Winfrey was Harvey Weinstein. Oprah Winfrey is probably the most powerful woman in Hollywood. Are you trying to tell me she didn't know what was going on? Does anyone believe that? I'm almost certain. I don't know. I don't have proof, so I can't say for certain, but I'm almost certain that Oprah knows.
Absolutely.
Oprah knew, and when MJ died, she jumped on the hype train and she tried to smear him. I've said it on this channel before, and I'll say it again. Oprah Winfrey is a scumbag.
Smearing him left, right, and center. But the Diddy lawsuit directly points out and reminds us that the people that own the record companies also own the media publishing businesses that can print the tabloids. They have close relationships with the people that own the newspapers and the magazines that print these stories, that make these movies. That's how they offer record contracts to people and then get them to the top of the charts right away. That is, if they play ball, if you know what I mean. But when you actually look into the evidence, the FBI were investigating Jackson for 10 full years, and they presented no evidence of criminal conduct on Jackson's part. The files have been declassified and you can view them yourself. They include a raid of his home where they confiscated all electronics. This is their ID number that you'll see. We're talking computers, hard drives, cell phones, where they say the amount of gigabytes. And then following are pages like this where they have the ID of the different devices and they all say nothing. Literally, they all say this. They found nothing. But that didn't stop the press from running made-up stories about how secret FBI files revealed that Jackson had paid millions in hush money to dozens of boys he had abused, despite the FBI files directly negating that statement.
That's something that you hear all the time. Every single time I talk to somebody, they're like, why did Michael Jackson pay hush money? And I'm always like, to who? To the people that apparently the media named, right? But who did Michael Jackson pay hush money to? I always wondered that. And I was like, why would he pay hush money if he didn't do anything? And the common retort is, oh, it's to get the media off of him, off his back. But I already knew about these things, and I always saw, and I was like, there was never any evidence. The FBI never found anything. They raided my man's house 100 times. Nothing. Zero. I think because MJ was just a bit weird growing up, because he didn't have a childhood.
Yeah.
That doesn't make him a pedo, though.
I was going to say, there's a video I saw not long ago of one of his sisters. Has he got more than one sister or just one? Janet?
It was Janet.
It was Janet
he had
Jackson.
a lot of siblings.
And she was literally like, there was a woman in the audience like absolutely slating her, like, how dare you like turn on your brother and say all this stuff, like, because Janet never had his back.
Yeah, it's like I said, the people that were against Michael Jackson are probably very, very powerful. Probably way more powerful than the people that are supposedly after Ryan Garcia. Because don't forget, Michael Jackson could buy and sell a country.
Yeah.
He could literally click his fingers if he wants to buy out record labels. Or I think he bought the Beatles. They offered it to him. He was like, yeah, just 60 million like that. Like his wealth was so insane that he was somebody where if he wasn't on their side, they would have to keep tabs on him.
Yeah.
And to be clear, Jackson was a weird dude. He grew up in one of the most effed up environments imaginable. He had basically no father figure and was kept from his mother. And the press has repeatedly tried to make him seem even weirder to us. But sometimes they publish articles trying to make him seem like wacko jacko, which is super racist. We'll get into that another time. But they actually wind up just showing his humanity, like how he's shocked by the real world because he doesn't understand it. In this article, they explain how when he first saw a homeless person, he was like, "What's that?" And his driver had to explain to him what a homeless person was. And he was like, "Holy shit." And he made them stop the car and he watched for a while, then gave the woman $300. And then when they saw that a man that she was with was about to try to take it from her, Jackson went and gave him $300. And she was crying and said that he'd saved her. And then he spent the rest of that day driving around giving out $100 bills to homeless people, saying how it's just amazing that the world could be so messed up. He sang about this kind of stuff all the time. In that same article, they also confirmed that he likes women, not underage ones, and he had a secret girlfriend that he was seeing on the side but keeping it away from his kids and would always be back before they woke up. So they branded him as Wacko Jacko early on and just like totally annihilated his public image. But what you might not have known is that that is a direct reference to a monkey, a fighting monkey from an old who was like a cartoon character basically. His name was Jacko Macaco.
I had no idea that it was a racist reference either. I had literally no idea, but I'm not surprised. The media are scumbags. Do you know how many? This was probably the only celebrity. I don't know why. I think because I loved his music growing up. Where when people would call him a pedo, I could feel it in my chest. I was like, don't talk about MJ like that.
Yeah, I cried when he died.
I had
bawled
tickets.
my eyes out.
Yeah, I had tickets to go and watch. I remember.
Did you?
Yeah, I was sitting in my friend's house, and she called me and she was like, "Look at the news," and I was like, "Why?" And I got up and I saw it, and I was stunned. I was like,
breaking news. I remember it so clearly, man.
That was sad. I still think to this day Michael Jackson is the greatest of all time.
Absolutely.
I don't think anyone, not Elvis, not Tom Jones, none of that. They're all good in their own right.
He just seems so pure-hearted as well.
Yeah, if you listen to the lyrics in his songs, he's always talking about helping people or healing the world or talking about how the tabloids won't get off his back.
And you know that song, They Don't Care About Us?
Yeah. Have you actually read the lyrics to that song? The more you learn about Michael Jackson's life and the more you read the lyrics to his songs, the more you can kind of infer he's trying to tell you 10 different things at once. Like there's a lot of sick shit going on. There's people after him.
Yeah.
That he wants to help people. And all they did was run this guy's name through the mud, make documentaries about him, insulting him. The point of this video really is just to show you how they will do whatever it takes to smear someone's name. And the thing is that no matter what we say, and no matter how many videos come out about this, and no matter how many times Michael Jackson is cleared by the FBI or any other government agency, there's still going to be an abundance of dummies who will believe what the media who has been spinning us lies about conflicts around the world, about government institutions, about things that we can see in plain sight, right? It's only the last, 3-4 years they've been lying through their teeth about certain things. I think we all know what I'm talking about. And yet you'll sit there and they'll print something in the newspaper and you will still believe them. You won't look at it for a second and be like, maybe I should read up on this. Maybe I shouldn't just, walk around with my eyes wide shut. They'll still believe it. And the thing is, I'm not saying that every single thing the media says is a lie. But my problem is that people know that they are known liars and they won't do their own research. And then when you say you do your own research, they will call you a whack job and say you're a conspiracy theorist. What do you mean your own research? Is it, do you have any credentials or whatever? But the people that are supposed to be experts, they just lie to us. They lie to us constantly. So you have to do your own research. You look at the news, they say, oh, no one go outside because you're going to kill grandma. And then they're having a fucking party in Parliament.
And for the longest time, you could actually buy Jacko monkey dolls. And we could talk about how all the boys that accused him of things actually were in the middle of launching really successful entertainment industry careers when they made those allegations about what had allegedly happened to them when they were tiny children, despite having previously gone on their stand and under oath saying that nothing had ever happened. But that would just be a waste of time. For most of Jackson's career, his head of security was Bill Bray, who was his mentor and basically his father. And the two were extremely close. Bill ran his security until he was 70 when he retired, and Jackson continued to pay his medical bills until he died at age 80. This is a letter that Michael Jackson wrote to Bill that is both really touching and really enlightens you as to the state of Michael Jackson's education and his perspective on the world and his life story. Pause if you want to read that. But then once Bill retired, Jackson was then protected by other security people that came and went. And he wound up with this guy who has direct connections to Diddy's sexual blackmail operations, who was directly complicit in covering up crimes for Diddy and covering up murders, covering up drug use, prostitution, human trafficking. This is the guy that was protecting Michael Jackson the day that he died. The day that he was overdosed on drugs after he was probably already asleep, and the only witnesses, there were no witnesses to the crime. I'm honestly kind of surprised that this guy never got checked into as a suspect. I'm not trying to make any allegations, I'm just saying anyone can inject a dude with lots of propofol. So, knowing what you know now about the entertainment industry, about the world, about how this all works, about Israel, I suggest you re-examine the story of Michael Jackson and you re-listen to some of his lyrics. I bet if I include the song, they'll take the video down for copyright as a way to silence this video, but you should probably re-listen to the lyrics for They Don't Really Care About Us. And if you find the censored version, you should probably find out what the words that they censored are. And you know, looking into this whole story of Michael Jackson, the one thing that I couldn't stop thinking about is, man, that sounds a lot like Kanye West.
Now, the point of me showing that video, and we cut out a bunch of it because if we put up the parts in it that I cut out, this video will not be on YouTube. But the point that I wanted to get across for this is that they really know how to smear someone when they don't like them. And they will try and do whatever they can to make you believe that this person is nuts, that they're off their face, that they're diddling children, they're doing this, that, and the other. When we know now that the guy that was at the top, Epstein, had a bunch of them on his planes. These people that have been pointing the finger at other people are on those logs. So I don't want to hear this bullshit from people whenever they're pointing the finger at Michael Jackson or brushing off the fact that these things happen. That's why I'm not quick to dismiss Ryan Garcia. Yeah, he sounds like he was under the influence. He does sound like he's losing it a little bit. But there are multiple ways and reasons why someone can lose it. And being exposed to the shit that these people get up to is probably one of them. Probably one of the easiest ways. Anyway, this is all alleged. We don't know. But I thought it was an interesting phone call.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes from there. He has his fight coming up soon. I don't know if it's going to go forward with the state that he's in. I doubt it. I don't think he should fight. But if he has that evidence, I really hope he drops it so we can see who he's talking about.
I doubt it will come out.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know what you think in the comment section below.